In this video, I'm going to update you on 5 new things you can do to help yourself control your orgasm and last as long as you want in bed. What prompted this, though, wasn't a man with premature ejaculation, it was actually a woman who was having trouble controlling herself. One of my coaching clients has been getting really into dominance and submission with his wife. And one of the things that they're playing with is orgasm control. Specifically, that she is supposed to ask him permission before she reaches orgasm. But you see, they have a problem. Usually, she's so focused on getting to orgasm that when one starts to build up, she has no idea what to do with it other than to let it take her over. He would tell her not to come and her brain would just splinter trying to hold herself back. Sometimes she would succeed at not orgasming, but then she wouldn't be able to come at all. And other times she would fail and would end up orgasming, which is like kind of great. Imagine that failure means that you had an orgasm. Like, what a great failure. I wish all failures felt like orgasms. We would all fail a lot more. And of course, she took her punishments like a good girl when that did happen. Anyway, they wanted my help with this, and even though my job is usually to help men last longer in bed and stop themselves from coming, the principles are actually the same for women too. So I taught her my come when you want method. But as I was talking her through them, I realized that it's been almost 5 years since I published that course. And since I'm a perpetual student of all things sex, I have a few updates to offer. The good news is that between my method and the 5 tips that I'm going to share with you today, she developed impeccable control over her orgasms, and you can too. But first, why would anyone, especially a woman, want to stop themselves from coming in the first place? Well, for both men and women, orgasms are bigger and stronger when we let them build up before going over the edge. Men, you already know that women need you to last long enough for them to reach orgasm, but for really earth-shattering sex, your woman needs to be able to hold off too, especially if she gets wiped after just one orgasm. This is so that both partners can enjoy the journey of sex and not just the destination. I mean, sex is adult playtime, and honestly, it's about the cheapest high you can get. And in this economy, I think we all need to have a lot more and a lot more powerful orgasms. That's all I'm saying. Now, things are a little different for men because of something called premature ejaculation, which is the inability to control how soon you orgasm. Premature ejaculation affects 1 in 3 men at some point in his life, so no shame if you are one of them. Now, for the rest of this video, all you need to know is that the orgasm reflex is very similar in both men and women, so no matter what you've got between your legs, you can learn how to do this. Plus, like I said, it just makes sex more fun. And what I'm talking about here is being so in tune with your body that you can still take a lot of pleasure and stimulation without going over the edge. All right, here are the 5 main updated things that you need to know and practice if you want to have orgasmic control. Number 1, it's all about how you masturbate. Now, this isn't new, but it is so important that I've got to speak on it here. And I'm not gonna say a whole lot because there are a bunch of other videos on this channel and a whole course that I built describing exactly how to do this. But in short, you need to practice with yourself before you get to the big game, aka sex with your partner. So try edging in particular. This is where you get yourself to the edge of having an orgasm, but don't let yourself go over it. Getting good at this in your self-pleasure practice will give you the skills and the know-how that you need to do it in real time. You simply cannot skip this step. Number 2, consider where you put your focus and energy. Okay, don't think of a pink elephant. Don't do it. Don't imagine a cute little pink elephant with its like ears and its trunk and all that in your mind's eye right now. Okay, see what I did there? Sometimes we are so focused on not coming that we actually end up putting all of our attention on coming itself. Alternatively, sometimes we focus so much on our partner and what's going on with them that we forget to track our own bodies entirely. I recently made a video about this where you can actually practice holding attention on yourself and then your partner and then both at the same time. Try that out and just know that it's like riding a bike. You've got to pedal left and also right and also both at the same time to keep going where you're trying to get. Also, it's like riding a bike in the sense that the first time you do it, you're probably not going to be great at it and you might crash and fall over, and that's okay. Just keep getting back up. Number 3, The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Do you rush in life? Are you always thinking about the next thing, asking yourself, when is this meeting gonna be over? When can I get on to the next thing? Don't everybody know I'm busy? How soon can I get this done? You're probably bringing that same energy into the bedroom. Do you often skip over the things that bring you pleasure in life? When's the last time that you just indulged yourself and went really, really slow? I'm talking about taking the scenic route, stopping to smell the flowers, letting your conversation or the date or the dinner dinner party, linger on just a little bit longer because it feels good. Practice going slowly and intentionally outside of the bedroom and see what that teaches you about yourself. Then bring that self-awareness into the bedroom with you and see what happens. Number 4, relationship tension and tension in general all play an important role. This is something I covered a lot more in my Hard As You Want course, but in short, orgasms are tension that gets built up and released. But tension doesn't discriminate. It's not like physical tension and sexual tension and relationship tension are all distinct and compartmentalized in your life or in your body. Your body truly doesn't know the difference. So when you have tension in your relationship, for example, you will be bringing that into the bedroom. This isn't even a bad thing. I mean, think about it. You might feel tense because you really like this person and you want to please them, or because you're bursting at the seams with love, or because you're afraid that they're going to leave you, or maybe you haven't told them that you got laid off last week and you're silently struggling alone. But just know that reducing the amount of tension that you feel outside of the bedroom will help you reduce the amount of tension that you bring into the bedroom, and that will be moving you further away from orgasming too soon. And number 5, and this is really, really important, it comes down to a willingness to feel it all. How willing are you to feel everything, really? Are there emotions, thoughts, people, places, things that you resist? There's a great saying, whatever you resist persists. So the more willing that you are to feel all of life, the more you'll build your capacity to be with sensations of all kinds. And the coolest thing about this is that when you're willing to feel things, they usually aren't as bad as you thought they were going to be, or they actually end up disappearing entirely. And when it comes to sensation, being willing to stay in the eye of the storm, to feel all of the sensation instead of denying it, while also not getting whipped up into the storm itself, goes a long way towards orgasm control. Yeah, the sensations of sex and pleasure can feel overwhelming when they're happening all around you, but if you stay in your center, you can watch it and observe it and be with it and feel it without getting caught up in it. And by the way, you're human, so sometimes you're gonna fall into it. Sometimes you're gonna mess up, you're gonna come too soon, you're gonna get whipped up in the whirlwind. But the more that you can practice being with it and knowing that you can actually take so much more than you think you can, you will eventually get the hang of it. Start with small things that your nervous system can handle and move on from there. And by this time next year, you could have complete control over your orgasm and a totally new relationship with your mental health and all the other things that bring up your resistance to boost. I'm Caitlin B. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel. There's so much more to say on lasting longer in bed, and check out my course, Come When You Want, for my complete method on how to gain total control over your orgasm and confidence in the bedroom. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you here next week. Bye-bye.